The misuse of this knowledge could pose a significant threat to society. Imagine someone being able to read your deepest thoughts. Does that scare you? It should. What would happen if this ability, psychic vision or clairvoyance, fell into the wrong hands? What if I told you that this is a reality for some? The pursuit of spiritual vision can leave an individual vulnerable to influences from disembodied entities, possibly compromising their autonomy in this world and the next. Thus, those seeking true spiritual understanding must prioritize altruism. The big question is, how can we cultivate these abilities and ensure they are not used for personal gain? The ability to see psychically is not a rare or extraordinary operation of an enigmatic center of the mind, but rather it is a completely normal function when at its peak. What indeed prevents most individuals from accessing this capability is the human ego. Many may disagree with this notion, especially those who scoff at the idea of psychic phenomena. For a long time, the ability to perceive beyond the physical eyes was labeled as clairvoyance, wrongly associating it with questionable and mystical practices. However, while clairvoyance can offer deeper insights into the past and the future, psychic perception has its own distinct and practical area of operation. Genuine psychic vision is an inherently normal, innate, and logical faculty of our consciousness. Almost all human beings, whether men, women, or children, have experienced this psychic vision in moments of heightened consciousness commonly experienced during dreams. Have you ever pondered the profound nature of your dreams? When dreaming, we don't truly see, but we believe we are seeing. The sensations we experience in dreams are interpreted upon waking as visions, sounds, or feelings. Similarly, our eyes don't always capture reality as it is. Vision, in terms of our conscious perception, goes beyond the physical. According to the Rosicrucians, the experiences of seeing, hearing, or feeling are intrinsic to psychic consciousness. The fact that psychic consciousness can see without the need for physical eyes is evidenced not only by dreams but also by rare experiences where, while awake, we have fleeting visions of people, places, or objects outside our direct sight. Understanding this innate and common ability to perceive psychically becomes clear when we recognize that its absence in us often arises from negligence, rejection, and lack of development of this capacity. Not exercising a skill, whether of the body or mind, can cause it to atrophy. On the other hand, nurturing it enhances and strengthens it. So how can we refine our psychic perception of vision? Firstly, it's crucial to discard our excessive dependency and belief in only our physical eyes as a source of perception. By doing this, we remove the biggest barrier to authentic psychic vision. The next step is to nurture and activate this psychic ability. With a renewed vision and having overcome the main hindrance, there shouldn't be any mental or physical resistance preventing us from exploring methods to cultivate this often undervalued and even disrespected skill. The term clairvoyance refers to clear vision, allowing sight into the hidden realms or invisible worlds. This ability, inherent in everyone, will eventually manifest in each individual during their spiritual evolution, enabling them to explore matters like the existence of the human spirit before and after death, as well as life in the unseen domains. There are two distinct types of clairvoyance. The first, voluntary or positive clairvoyance, allows someone, by their own choice, to access and analyze the inner planes, maintaining their autonomy and awareness of the process. For it to be effective and beneficial, this skill requires a life of purity, dedication to service, and rigorous training. On the other hand, involuntary or negative clairvoyance occurs without the individual's control, exposing them to visions they cannot direct. This form is risky as it leaves the person vulnerable to the influence of disembodied spiritual entities, compromising their freedom in both this world and the next. The serpentine force, or kundalini, often symbolized as a coiled serpent at the base of the spine, embodies the creative energy that resides within unlimited consciousness. The human body, a union of energy and consciousness materialized, serves as the vessel for our soul and therefore is a vital conduit for holistic healing. By awakening the serpentine force, one catalyzes an energy flow in their body reminiscent of a flaming serpent that begins at the coccyx and ascends through the spinal cord. A clairvoyant has the ability to channel the spinal serpentine force to the brain, and through this advancement acquires the skill to access the hidden worlds through the third eye, also known as the pineal gland. In ancient times, this perception instrument connected humans to the invisible realms. However, over time, as our physical senses evolved, this connection was severed. Practitioners of the occult, through esoteric methods, seek to reactivate this eye, enabling exploration of the hidden realms. Clairvoyance is an acquired skill, a result of dedication and personal development over years or even lifetimes. In contrast, mediums possess innate gifts. Unlike clairvoyants, who require a long development process, mediums can experience phenomena under specific circumstances in a shorter time frame. The medium uses the solar plexus as a kind of mirror in which images from the invisible ethers are reflected. Through the spleen, which is the entrance to the etheric body, mediums can connect to disembodied spiritual entities, facilitating the perception of sounds and other psychic occurrences. In practices like psychography, a spiritual entity is allowed to temporarily take physical control of the medium to produce automatic writings. Distinguishing between a medium and a properly trained clairvoyant is vital. While it's challenging for most to differentiate, a clear rule is that a true clairvoyant will not use their skill in exchange for material gain or out of mere curiosity, but rather to benefit humanity. Misusing this power, such as intruding on others' thoughts, is dangerous and can have negative repercussions for society. Thus, genuine spiritual vision demands a sincere demonstration of altruism. The Rosicrucian initiate, for example, is strictly guided never to use this capability for personal benefit. To develop clairvoyance, it is essential to reconnect the pineal gland to the brain's spinal nervous system and reactivate its functions. By doing so, an individual can perceive higher worlds under the conscious control of their will. This awakening is achieved through esoteric training, which involves channeling sexual energy for spiritual purposes. This energy, when raised and with proper guidance, can connect the pituitary body to the pineal gland, linking the sensory world to the world of desires. This allows for an expanded vision beyond physical limitations. As mentioned earlier, there are two types of clairvoyance: positive, beneficial, and negative, risky, susceptible to harmful external influences. A medium can be considered a type of involuntary clairvoyant, sensitive to the influences of spirits from different levels. During trance, they can become unconscious and susceptible to temporary control by entities. While high morality spirits tend to be respectful, spirits of lesser integrity might seek earthly pleasures, potentially harming the medium. Max Heindel taught simple methods to shield ourselves from the influences of disembodied entities. One such method is to maintain the correct posture while seated in a chair, with legs and arms crossed, focusing on thoughts of high spirituality. For instance, one can slowly recite parts of the Lord's Prayer, which creates a defensive barrier pushing away unwanted spiritual entities. An additional technique cited in Rosicrucian texts refers to the development of the protective aura. The Rosicrucian order guides its followers to develop an aura that renders them immune to negative energies. This aura acts as a shield for body, soul, and spirit, rooted in harmonious luminosity of the spirit, demonstrating its superiority over all things. The light is impenetrable. In moments of vulnerability, one can visualize a bright light that envelops and protects us. When strengthened by this light, it's crucial to recall the wisdom this Rosicrucian master emphasized. Of the esoteric teachings, the most transcendental is that pure light should not be used for aggression or personal benefit. However, it is a tool for those needing to shield themselves from negative influences, regardless of their origins. It serves as spiritual protection and can be employed in this manner when necessary. The development of clairvoyance doesn't rely on faith, but on freeing the mind from the false belief that everything we can see is only possible through the eyes.